Well, I'm Alan Pinnico, Executive Director for the Southern California Rental Housing Association, again here visiting with one of our members. Today's guest is a property manager and happens to be this year's president of the association. Kendra, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, as Alan mentioned, I am the 2020 president of the Southern California Rental Housing Association, and I'm also the CFO of Cambridge Management Group, Inc., which is a boutique property management firm in San Diego, California.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us today. Tell us how you became to be a housing provider in San Diego, and how long has it been? What motivated you to get into this?
Well, it's always been a family business for us. Linda, my mom, started in the industry as a temp when we moved to San Diego, and she moved up through various positions with several companies until she was running a company for a gentleman. And then my sister Kayla started in as a manager, and then I came in a few years later in the accounting side. So in 2016, we decided to start our own company. And I think what we enjoy doing most is making a difference in people's lives, whether that's solving maintenance problems, resolving neighbor issues, working with surrounding neighbors to bring up a neighborhood as a whole. It's all about making a place that people are proud to call home.
Housing providers are often seen in a negative light. What do you wish more people knew about the housing providers?
I think I wished more people realized that the majority of housing providers are not who they expect. So it's your neighbor, the person you're standing behind in the grocery store, the person doing work on a building outside. Most people think of housing providers as the owner of the property, but the property management industry is also a great career choice. There's so many opportunities from accounting to sales to building trades, even for executive leadership, if that's something you're interested in.
Has the Southern California Rental Housing Association helped you manage your rental properties over the years, and now especially during COVID?
I think our greatest value from SCRHA has actually been information. So whether it's about legislation, best practices for the industry, or finding new companies to help us run our properties, having access to the state and national level also is very invaluable, especially right now because all the different levels of government are making decisions that affect our industry. So
it was if you could talk to our legislatures and they were going to do and implement one thing for our industry and for the community as a whole, because we always look at it as the entire community, because rental housing is integrated in the community. It's all tied together, so we always look at it as the community. What would that one thing be that they would do?
That's so hard because there's so many different things that need to be fixed that have been half put in place. I mean, if there was one thing, I would love to have a group put together that would actually look at and solve the real problem of the housing crisis and not have them sit and play whack-a-mole with the symptoms, because that's all they've been doing for as long as I can remember. Nobody's actually solved the problem. They're just kind of whacking at the symptoms here and there and kind of kicking the can down the road. And I think it's not fair to future generations that we're not sitting down to actually solve the issue.
Yeah, there's a responsibility for now, but there's a responsibility for the future health of the community as a whole.
Well, considering we're not even building housing to keep up with birth rates, yes.
That's been going on for 50 years, 40 years now, yeah. No, I agree with you there. Great point. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Kendra. I really appreciate it, and stay safe out there.
Thank you.